subscribers, it's Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pixelmon on the PixelmonXO server. Today we are going to be doing kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. We're standing out in front of our gym, as you guys can see. I don't remember when the last time I showed this to you was. I know I showed it to you. I feel like we started putting in the walls together, maybe? I don't remember. But it's done now, mostly. The exterior, the main structure is done. We've got this nice little cute date. In fact, let's jump into the air real quick, and we'll take a look at it. So if we fly on over here, let's get over the village here a bit, and then we'll come in at it. So fly on up over here, and you've got this, you know, over in the woods. I've been putting some more trees around so it looks like it's out in the woods and everything like that. It's just this cute little daycare center thing kind of tucked away up here. I've got some beacons now just because where we had ended up putting the beacons, oh gosh, stuck in a tree. Where we ended up putting the beacons in town, here in the Wizard's Tower, it doesn't reach over to my island, and I was just getting sick of every time I would run over to my island losing the jump boost and speed, because it's so much fun to have jump boost and speed. So I didn't really want to continue to lose those, and we've got an iron farm at spawn, and we can buy beacons in the cart mart, so it was it took a while because I didn't want to take like all the iron all the time, so I would every once in a while go over there and grab a stack or something and put some blocks in, so it took me a little while to get both beacons going. Although once you get the first beacon going, it's a pretty quick process to get the second one, just because you only have to add like 10, 15 more blocks or something like that. But yeah, so we've got speed 2 jump boost, which is awesome. And then, yeah, we've got our daycare center. So essentially what this is, you come in here. Like I said, just the external structure is done. I've started putting some stuff on the inside, but largely, I mean, really, besides the carpet here, and this little fence thing here, it's pretty much still empty in here. And so we've got a lot of things to do. I do have this isn't going to stay here. I'm going to be putting like a fire escape sort of entrance on the outside, but this is going to be my main living space because you don't really need a lot of space, especially considering we've got the village across the river where like the enchanting and all that other kind of junk the furnace room, all that's over there. So I don't really need a lot here. I'll probably, you know, have my bed and my storage room up here. And beyond that, we'll be, you know, fine. We've got extra space in the village, and then I've got this little. I was gonna make the whole top of the, you know, the whole peak of the building a living space, but again, I realized I don't need that much space, and I figured it'd be kind of cool to have a more open battle arena. And then I put this window in here so we can kind of look out. But yeah, so again, there's gonna be like a fireplace or fire escape. It's gonna be on the side of the building, so like you'll come in like here or something, as opposed to this ladder, just because of how low the roof is. I guess technically we could come in like right there. We could put the ladder here, but it's still kind of like in the middle of this area. So definitely don't want that as a permanent structure, but again, we're not open for business yet, so not terribly worried about it. So basically then, yeah, so basically we'll set up this room. We've got all these different heads we've bought, flowers, and like these lanterns. We can put maybe there. Yeah, so we can put some lanterns on. I mean, so we've got all these different heads to mess around with, and I'm not sure, you know, what we'll do with all of them necessarily. But we've got, you know, flowers that we'll put on the desk. You know, Pokeballs, potted, you know, antique clocks, and just all this, you know, beach balls, all this stuff that we'll be using here to kind of just set up the feel of the place. And then obviously like in the daycare center, we're gonna build a desk here, and then we'll have, I don't know, maybe we'll bring a villager over, maybe I'll just use an iron golem. Something will be back here to be kind of the entryway, and then we'll have healers, computers, blah blah blah, like you need at a gym. And then in here, I'm gonna just make kind of a playroom area with all the heads and bookshelves and all these things. We're just gonna make it look like a cutesy little Zubat. Get out of my gym. So yeah, we're gonna get going on this eventually. Not gonna do that today. I just kind of want to show you guys the progress. But we're getting close. Yeah, which is good because I don't know if I mentioned this last episode when we were doing the Death to the Earth King. I almost said Death to the Emerald King stuff, but Case has already sent me a message saying, "Hey, I've got my team together to take on your gym whenever you're ready." Is that a shiny? That's a shiny. Hold on. Where'd he go? I was like, that's either a boss or a shiny. No. Oh wait, no, it's a Ghastly. No, run! Oh gosh. Shiny Zubat, come back. Oh no! Here we go. Okay, come on. Shinies are a little hard to come by these days. No. Oh, okay, well, that's a lost cause. Stupid water mounts and all that nonsense. Oh, that's depressing. Would I really like to shiny Zubat too? Yeah, he's gone. Without Game Shark, their shinies and everything are a lot less common, and yeah, he's over here. We can give him one more shot. Let's see. Okay, come on. Chandelure, why are you coming out on me? Come on. Why is it catching on my bounding box? Hit the Zubat. Oh, we got it! Yes! Okay, so we just need to hit it with an Ultra Ball. We've got 50 of them, so we should be able to catch this eventually. I don't have York on my team, so we really are just going to have to throw balls at it until we catch it. But I love the Zubat line, and the first shiny I ever caught was actually a shiny Golbat. And this is like ever in my life. This was on Ruby, I think, back in the day. And so yeah, the first one I ever caught. So yeah, that's my favorite shiny is shiny Crobat is what I have now. And I've transferred him. Ooh, shiny. Okay, ooh, in the water. Beautiful. All right, perfect. Well, that kind of leads me up to the next thing I wanted to be doing here. What if this is Fat Man's mountain range or what? I don't know. Anyway, so awesome. That was a nice unexpected surprise. So we got our shiny Zubat. But yeah, we come fly over to our village. I just love the little village that Jay. I've helped a little bit, but largely this is Jay putting this thing together, which is he's been doing a great job. And I love this little lighthouse. We got our security camera on there to make sure Kaze doesn't approach from the sea, as we're doing currently. And just the whole little thing is just very cute. It's a nice little base here. Speaking of very cute, I should say congratulations to Mr. Seed, my business partner out here, because he. Oh no! Wait, there it was. He recently became a father. Oh my gosh! This isn't even a good nature. Oh, nice! It's level 5. Ooh, Zubat, you may be going on my team. Okay, well, good. So he's in this box. So that's good, because that's where he needs to be. So I'll put him here. We may use that Zubat, actually. That's kind of cool. But yeah, Mr. Seed became a dad now. I'm recording this a couple weeks ahead of time, so you guys have probably heard this already, but if I haven't mentioned it in my videos, and I figured since this is Pixelmon and we're at me and Jay's village, this would be a good time to do it. He's been a couple weeks old now at this point, I guess, because I think this is... Yeah, it's a couple weeks ahead of time that I'm recording this, but Jay Seed is a Papa Daddy now, Papa Seed. So yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations to Jay and to Mrs. Seed and all that. I'm pretty excited to see how that works out for them. But yeah, it's an awesome thing for him. So I'm glad that worked out. Something, I think, maybe. All these are flash fires, which I guess isn't terrible, but I would much rather have a drought, so we'll have to keep catching. There's a lot of Vulpixes in the savannah, and every time I'm over by my house, I always run into a Vulpix. so I try to catch it every time I see one. But we've been doing a lot of catching. Not all of these are necessarily going to be useful, I guess, is realistically most of these aren't real useful. I've looked through most of them. I don't even remember if Glider gets poison heal. If we'll have to figure that out. But so like water absorb, but most of these they're not good natures, things like that. So we're gonna have to keep doing some catching. This guy's neutral natured. Who was that? That was this guy. Damp. Well, let's see, but yeah, he's got the bad. If we're gonna use one, it's gonna want the water absorb so we can switch into water attacks. But yeah, so I've been doing some catching for sure here in prep for the gym. So this one actually is speed boost. That's kind of nice. Raises speed but lowers attack. So we'll have to figure that out. We're probably going to be, now that the gym is built, maybe next episode I want to try and connect with April. April is a member of the TimeShot server, and I've been on servers with her for a long time, since like Decimon and things like that. And she is big into the breeding here in Pixelmon, so I want to see, because I have never really done lots of breeding in Pokemon, at least no like competitive breeding where I'm like trying to get specific moves or natures or things like that. So it's gonna be kind of difficult for me getting started here, and so I'm hoping to maybe bring her in for a collab so she can kind of explain the whole process to all of us, and then we can potentially start some breeding or have her do some of it for us or things like that. Because I think she is going to be doing breeding as part of her job or her business here on the server. So that'll be something that we're definitely going to probably want to do. If I can't connect with her to do that, then I'll spend some time researching it and we'll get it together that way. But yeah, speaking of businesses, so we're not going to be doing a lot of catching today. We're going to be heading back to spawn, so we'll be able to see if we can't maybe find some more Vulpixes or something. I'd really like to get a Drought Vulpix together, and I got to figure out again how do I reliably pass this ability on to the offspring and things like that, and then we'll worry. I really what I need help in is like figuring out the order that you need to do that. Like, okay, so should I get something with all the egg moves and then worry about nature? Like that seems wrong, but like, you know, how I don't know how this is supposed to work, I guess is the point. So, you know, I just gonna need some help there before we really get into it, because obviously we're gonna be worried about natures and egg moves and abilities, which is kind of a tall order. I'm not even gonna bother with IVs just because it's gonna be such a huge pain to try and do that. That's odd. I need to take some yellow ones. I've been collecting the spares, and in fact, I'll probably take a bunch of these over to my storage chest because I really don't want this needs to go here. There, and then I'll take these. Just because this thing can get backed up pretty easy if you don't stay on top of it, especially with some of these that we're cranking out more and more and more of. So there we go. All right, so we're pretty full here. Let me run back. I've got basic. So like I said, I'm going to be doing my storage in my in the living area here above the gym, and so I do have a chest up here of personal stuff. Right now, I do have my storage area kind of set up underneath the balloon at spawn. I did set up some storage there. That's not going to be my main place. I'm going to move most of that out here just because this is kind of where we're at. I mean, spawn, I had to put up a spawn plot, and I'm pretty proud of my spawn plot, but I don't think I'm going to be spending lots of time living there. Unlike on like season 1 where like most people were living, you know, at spawn, or at least we hadn't really had time to move out of spawn yet, sort of thing. So yeah, we'll probably be setting up most of our shop out here. But one of the reasons why I'm messing with all these apricorns is, one, I started doing this basically, or mainly, just because I needed Pokeballs myself, and and there was nobody doing it yet. And I know Mona had a Pokeball shop on the last season, and so I think people were kind of waiting for her to kind of just do it again. And it sounds like she's not going to be doing that again. Mona's pretty busy. I don't see her around real frequently, so not real surprised that she's not going to be doing that. But what we are doing now is I think that doing a Pokeball shop is going to be something that I'm going to be able to manage. I'm still pretty motivated on this server. I'm pretty excited about where it's going. Not a lot of activity on here. There's definitely people around from time to time. So I've got the old worries that, maybe this thing's going to die out, all that. But I'm still excited. I'm pretty excited about how my gym turned out. I'm really excited to get into, actually getting my team together and potentially taking on some challengers, especially because, Kay says, oh, my team's ready to take on your gym whenever you are. It's like, well, my gym's not even really built yet fully, and I don't have any team members put together yet. We've got some work to do there, and so I'm excited about doing that. And there's also a bunch of other things coming up. But I think part of what I want to do is I think I'm going to be the Pokeball shop owner because I want to do a shop, and I know I'm not going to have time to do EV training. With all the things I want to do, especially with doing breeding and things like that, EV training on top of that is just, I don't have time to train other people's Pokemon. I'm barely going to have time to train my own Pokemon, probably, because I've got so many series going on right now. Jay and I have been working on the train station. You got to have a train station for the teleporter. It's how people, there's a subway station at the, I guess it's not really the Nether hub. We don't have a Nether hub, but at the spawn Nether entrance, I can show that to you guys real quick. But it's like with season 1 where we had, you just hit a button and you go wherever you want to go. Just like then, we never ended up doing that for our base because we never really got far enough. Oh, it's broken. If you go into the TARDIS, it teleports you to the subway station. But we never really got that far on season 1 because my base was still very much in construction. I didn't really want people going out there. I didn't care if people went out there, but I wasn't going to put in a teleporter so that people could quickly and easily get out there because that wasn't really something I was interested in at that point. There was nothing for people to do out there, so yeah, I hadn't gotten that far, but other people had, and I'm sure we saw that in season 1, and so we're working on that. Just all this stuff slowly but surely. But let's run over to our place, and I'll show you guys what the heck's going on here. What is this? You will be punished for your extreme transgressions. Uh-oh. The Emerald King is apparently not well pleased with the protest and harsh words we laid out in the last episode. Apparently set our yards on fire. We will be documenting this for the Better Business Bureau, I guess. I don't know. The Emerald King. This will not be forgotten lightly. I probably shouldn't be putting out Jay's yard. I don't know if he's seen it yet. It shouldn't. I should make sure he gets the message before I extinguish it, so he knows what kind of dangers he's in. Now that he's a new dad, he's gonna have to take things a little more seriously. But yeah, we're things are getting real with the Emerald King. We'll have to come up with something here in a bit. But so let's get this, and then why were we at spawn? Oh right, yeah, I wanted to show you guys. I claimed a spot here, so I'm not gonna have time to EV train people's Pokemon, but I figure the Pokeball shop is something that everybody really wants. And I don't know what currency I would take and things like that. I'm just in the beginning processes of planning, but I've kind of been spending a lot of time gathering apricorns and stuff for my own personal use, and I figure, you know what, this is enough set up that I could probably, at least on a limited basis, provide apricorns or Pokeballs to other people as well. And you know, I'm not going to be like sweating over it. Like the shop will get stocked, and if it runs out, then the next time I get around to doing it, there'll be Pokeballs there. Like I'm not going to jump on in the middle of the night because you know somebody needs Pokeballs. It's like, well, you can make them yourself. Like if the shop's open, if the shop is stocked, the shop is stocked. I mean, it's not going to be like a huge priority for me. I'm going to try and keep it stocked as best I can. I mean, I don't want to. I'm not claiming the Pokeball shop and then not going to ever have Pokeballs in it. I'm going to do that, but I'm not making like every Pokeball that exists. I'm going to make like 3 of the most popular ones or whatever, and from there people can, you know, if they need something special, here's the Apricorn Farm, or you're welcome to do that yourself, or you can place a special order. But I'm not going to keep like, oh, friendship balls in stock. Like that's the kinds of things that, you know, people need their Ultra Balls and their Dusk Balls, and I think somebody said they really wanted Quick Balls, because apparently in the first turn, if you throw it, it's a 5 times catch rate or something like that. Which, okay, so that's fine. That's Ultra Balls are only like a 3 times catch rate, so it's a pretty good thing there. I'm willing to make that if people will use them. But I'm not going to be like making all these other fluffy ones unless it's a special order, which obviously there will be an upcharge for, things like that. But this is kind of the plot I've picked. This is the future Pokeball shop here. It's, you know, it's next to Genie's banner shop, the bank, things like that. PG is back on the server, which is exciting. Peace Girl, she is back, and so her house is apparently going to be like right here. Which is fine. I think, you know, there's no real like shopping districts or anything like that in this season. They didn't really want to break things up like that. So, you know, I don't think there's an issue. We're next to another shop. I think we'll probably be fine here. And what I'm going to be doing is, I want to get these Apricorns out of my inventory. Let's run back to the balloon real quick, and I'll grab a few resources here, and I'll just kind of lay out a little bit what I want to do. I don't want to do a ton of building on camera. I've got both Time Shot and the Dinosaur World series end up being at Jurassic World end up being a lot of building. And so I don't want to do a ton of that on here because you guys are here for Pokemon, and I know we're already kind of ruining that by not doing any Pokemon stuff this episode. But wow, we really don't have any resources here, huh? Well, essentially, I'll have to go gather some stuff. Essentially, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up kind of like a blacksmith shop. It'll be something. It's gonna be nice, is what I'm gonna be saying, I guess. I'm planning a nice, attractive looking build for here at Spawn, and it'll be kind of a cool old school blacksmith forge kind of looking thing, and it'll, you know, we'll be cranking out Pokeballs there. I'm hoping that I can talk to Max. He mentioned at some point potentially bringing the auto anvils or whatever into the shop. In fact, I should go check. I don't know. I doubt he's updated the shop because he's really not a fan of doing that, because it's a lot of work. I helped him set it up originally I helped him set up the spawn or the pawn shop at least. I may have helped him with the other stuff too, I guess. I don't really recall. Let's check over there. The auto anvil it looks like a furnace with like a crank thing on top. And essentially it works with hoppers. You can, you know, filter in, you know, bases this is the spot where it would potentially be going. You can put in like bases and lids and things like that, and it'll hammer them out for you. It's not real quick. It goes about the speed of like a stone hammer, I think, is what Max had said. But that is, it does do it automatically. So it's something that, you know, I wouldn't have to stand there doing. So, yeah. And speaking of which, we're going to need a little bit of iron for this. So let's grab that while we're here. If there's any in the bank here. So let's check that real quick. Oh, wow. Yeah, this thing's been cranking for a while now. Let's take a couple of stacks here, and that'll probably be good enough for what we're doing. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's head back. Ooh, buddy. Hey, little Litwick. Let's kill Litwick here. Sunny Day, Torment, Antidote. Okay, so drop these seeds. Okay, so I got the 2 TMs. I think that's really all I want. The rest of that's garbage. So let's run back. We'll drop this off because I've got my, again, I said I've got my regular storage up here at spawn, and then we'll head back. Because right now all my Pokeball Forge stuff is at the village because I've been using it for my own personal reasons, and I hadn't really. I decided after the fact that I was going to do it for you know, the masses. So let's see those Pokeballs. Here we go. All right, let's drop off some of this other stuff over here. Evolutionary items go in there. What is this? A berry? Okay, I don't think I've got anywhere specific for berries because I just don't care about them enough to do something like that. Yeah, so they're just in this miscellaneous garbage chest. Oh, I picked up his hammer. Okay, so we're gonna just let this despawn, honestly. And we'll put that in there. Okay, fantastic. So let's head back to the gym, and we'll drop this stuff off. But yeah, so getting the shop going. I've got that mostly planned in creative, so I'll probably crank that out before the next time we're here. Again, I'm going to try and avoid doing as much building in this series as I can, just because I know that's not really why most people are here. And we'll do some on occasion, but I you know, things like that, you guys don't necessarily need to see that. That's kind of a side project thing I'm going to be doing. You guys don't care about the Pokeball shop, so we'll take care of that off camera. I've got no problem doing that. But in terms of the gym stuff, so been doing some catching. I think we really need to crank up our catching. It's hard to be more deliberate just because the mods that allow us to be more deliberate are not really active yet. But what I would really like to do is, you know, so if we do, we caught a Yanma with speed boost. So I've got a Yanma with speed boost, and I've got a adamant Ditto. So adamant would be a decent nature for the Yanma. I think Jolly is probably the best one, just because it's well, see, I guess I should look into that. I don't know. It's been a while because Yanma's been banned in on Pokemon Showdown by Smogon for so long that it's been a while since I've used it. So I actually feel like he's more of a special attacker. So that one we've got where it lowers attack might actually not be that bad. I guess it'll just depend on what kind of moves we can get on him. We gotta go this way. I moved the Pokeball Forge over into our furnace room. But yeah, so, you know, probably from some of the ones we've got, you know, okay, well, this one's got a decent nature, but it's got the wrong ability, but this one's got the right ability, but it's got the wrong nature. So I'm thinking we could probably start doing some breeding once we figure out exactly what we're doing in order to figure out some of that stuff. In fact, I want to I'll just dump this in here for now. Well, no, I'll leave that here in case Jay's using them. Okay. Great. But yeah, so soon here, I'm gonna try and get Rope April into it. If not, I'll look into it myself, and we'll do kind of a breeding tutorial episode where I kind of really walk you through that, so we can kind of think through together. Okay, so what do I really need then? In order to make this work, I need to find a male APOM with, you know, the skill link ability. Like maybe that's what's required. So I need to figure out exactly what's needed in order to make things work. I just threw that because I can. And we'll get going with the breeding and things like that. Maybe next episode, I know I said we won't do lots of building, but I think some of the interior decorating on the gym could be fun. So, you know, we'll probably do some of that too. Once we get the breeding set up, we'll spend that time around here. That'll be fun. Yeah, we gotta just kind of get that stuff going. I'd love to get the gym just built so that we can focus more on the breeding. And again, spending time around here doing that stuff is going to, because we've got to be around this area. Like, I think there's like 5 stages to the breeding process, and even at the like highest, you know, efficiency, it's still like 15 minutes to a half hour between each phase. So, and that yields 1 egg. So assuming that egg is junk, which, you know, most breeding, competitive breeding, most eggs are junk. So you got to breed a lot to really get the one you need. It could potentially be a pretty long process. So, yeah, we'll get that going next episode. We're going to get all that set up. Whether I can get April in here for it or not, we're going to go ahead and try and do that. And then from there, we'll start getting our team cranked out, hopefully. Some more catching and other things, trying to get our team together, and will be exciting times. But yeah, so Emerald King, beware, you've retaliated. Now it's coming to you. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and I will see you all back here next time as we get into the breeding for our baby Jim. And yeah, have a good one.